Good morning. I'm not all plugged in yet, so I'm hoping you can hear me. Stick this on. There we go. I know I have a list of things I should do, but I have to look at the list. You know, you have to remember all the things. So, good morning. Welcome to my craft room, my craft room today. I'm really happy that you're here. I've noticed that my chat, sometimes it doesn't turn on, and I'm not sure why. Anyway, I think it's on, and I think I have everything worked out, and as long as the internet doesn't go out today, we're good. I tested this on Saturday, and I was able to make like almost an hour-long video with my grandson, and everything worked. So I hope I'm good today, and I don't have the problems that I had last week. Today is Monday, July 23rd. I can't believe that we're so far along in the summer already. It's just zooming by. I wanted to say I am going to be out of town. I have to go to Seattle this weekend, and I won't be back until Monday afternoon, so I'm definitely not doing a video Monday. I might do it Tuesday or Friday, but I will post Monday when I get home. I'll post when I'm going to do that video, and so it'll be on my Facebook page. So it'll either be Tuesday morning or Friday morning next week. I was going to ask you, how do you celebrate the 4th of July in your house, in your part of the nation? What do you do? In the neighborhood we live in, I mean, there are places to go to watch, you know, big fireworks and everything, and we can actually see the ones they do on the river from our house. But we have neighbors that are so kind to buy hundreds of dollars of fireworks and set them off in the neighborhood. And so we just put our chairs out on the front lawn and watch all the beautiful fireworks from our house, and we don't have to go anywhere or find parking or anything, and so it's really great around here with the fireworks. Although the doggies don't like it very much, so it's kind of hard on them, and so sometimes I kind of wish we didn't have. It wasn't legal to do fireworks around here. It is, but legal, but sometimes I kind of wish, because of the animals and stuff, and you always hear about, you know, somebody's dog ran off, and one year we lost our dog. She ran off, and we never did find her. She was really old, and so I'm sure that, you know, it was really hard. Anyway, I digress. So I'm going to turn the camera down and make a few announcements, and we are going to get busy. Just reminding you about Paper Pumpkin. I was hoping I would be able to share my own Paper Pumpkin today. That's coming. It looks like this for the June Paper Pumpkin, but I bet it arrives today, and our mail doesn't get here till around 2 o'clock. So anyway, if you would like to subscribe, I have a link below. If you're watching on YouTube, and it's above me if you're watching on Facebook. If you would like to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, we have a whole bunch of really cool things coming. In July, it's this Sweeter With You, and I have seen some people already online doing it. It's really cute. In August, it's Farmhouse Florals. You just need to subscribe by July 11th to August 10th for this one. And for September's, it is Fall for Twal. And I want, look at this word, T-O-I-L-E. That's twal. I hope you're really impressed I learned how to say that word just for this, because I thought thought it was toily or something, but it's toile, and it's a technique anyway. So I'm anxious to see what they come up with for that one. And you can also, if you want to, you can do an add-on while supplies last. They have some dies that go with all three of these. So that's kind of fun. Okay. Don't forget, through the end of this month, through June 30th, we're having our 50% off sale. If you buy a suite or something in a suite, okay, you get 50% off the second item. And you want to be very strategic how you place those orders, and make sure you're ordering in each order that you're ordering things that are comparable in value. So if you order a whole suite, then you can order a whole second suite to get that 50% off. So don't order a suite and pay full price and then order something that doesn't cost very much, like even a bundle or ribbon or embellishments or something as your second item, because that's the item you're going to get the 50% off. Order things, even if you have to make more than one order, it pays off to order suites together, 2 suites, to order bundles together, 2 bundles, to order stamp sets together, 2 stamp sets, or then order, make a separate order for all your small stuff within a suite. Like if you want to order designer series paper, or if you want to order ribbons, or if you want to order embellishments, it really does pay off. And that's what I did. And then you maximize your savings. And if you have any questions, please call me or text me or email me, and I would be more than happy to help you place that order so that you will maximize your savings. And of course, you always earn stamping rewards on all orders. Okay. Also, don't forget, next month, July 18th or 16th to the 18th, they have a virtual album retreat for scrapbookers. I always have trouble with that. And it's a year's worth of scrapbooking, and they send you like absolutely everything. You need some scissors. They probably send you glue dots. I don't know. But they do 2 scrapbook pages for every single month throughout the year with all the themes. It's $250, but you get a lot of stuff, and you'll have a lot of stuff left over to do your scrapbooking. My June specials. Remember, on every order that you do $20 and up, you get Stampin' Rewards. You always earn Stampin' Rewards with all your orders. Okay, as long as it's at least $20 and up, you get 10% Stampin' Rewards. If you order $40 from me this month, $40 of product before tax and shipping, you get my card kits. And card kits this month that I'm sending out. You get 4 cards. I do all the cutting. You get 2 of each design. And this is one design. And I even send you the Velcro dots. You do have to have your own stamps and your own ink, but I do all the cutting and everything's ready to put together. So that's one card. And then your other card looks like this. And it's layered. It's got I do all the embossing. Again, you have to have your own stamps and ink, but I send you everything pre-cut and ready to go. And I will send you a link to the video. It's a public video. It's on my list, but I'll send you the link just in case you want to watch me put those together, and just remind yourself how that goes. So you get the card kits, 4 cards, 2 of each. You get your Stampin' Rewards. You also get a PDF for a different card that I forgot to pull. You get the PDF that I will email you. And some people have asked me, you know, they don't want to do the ordering thing so much, and they have some things at home, some stamps and ink. Can they order the card kit? Yes, you can. I will sell you the card kit for $25. Okay. I'll send you all the stuff. I will pay the shipping because it's like $5 to ship it. Okay. And I'll do the same thing. I'll do all the cutting, but you have to have your own stamps and ink. So if you just want the card kit, you can email me. My email address is below. My phone number is below. You can text me. Tell me you would like to buy it, and I will contact you and tell you how we can do that transaction. And but you can get the card kits, and sometimes I forget to mention that, for $25. For a $50 order, again, you get the card kits. Now you get some gems. I'm going to send gems. And this month, I am sending a full package. This is not a full package because I've used some. But these are Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems. And I'll send you a full package, brand new package of these gems. They're really nice. And our new Strawberry Slush color. Okay. And of course you get your Stampin' Rewards. For a $60 order, you get the card kits, you get the gems, and you get one sheet of dimensionals, which is awfully handy. And I had some dimensionals around here somewhere because I'm going to need some. I wonder where I put those. Oh, there they are. Okay. Found it. Got it. Dimensionals. So you can either get a whole sheet. There's 100 of the larger dimensionals, and there's 240, I think, of the smaller dimensionals. So you get a sheet, not a whole package, but a sheet of dimensionals. Okay. And you get your Stampin' Rewards. You get your PDF for everything. And if you do a $60 order, you are also, your name is thrown in the pile for drawing this month. And I'm going, you can order through June 30th, okay, which is not next week, but the week after. It's the Monday, yeah, 2 weeks from today is June 30th. So you have 2 more weeks. Well, you actually have a week and a day, actually, because it's not next week, but the following week. Through June 30th, if you order $60 or more, your name goes into the hat. I have a brand new Stampin' Cut and Embossing folder. It's the Pressed Flowers Embossing folder. It's really beautiful. It looks like this. And I've used this in some of my classes before. And I will send that to you free of charge if your name is drawn. I'll put your name in the hat for the $60 order. And if you make more than one $60 order because you're doing that strategic ordering thing, great. Your name goes in the hat more than once, okay? And I only have 4 people in the hat right now, today. So, you know, you have 7, 8, 9, 10 days to place your $60 order, and your name goes in the hat and you get a free, I have one of these, and I'll draw a name on Monday, July 7th. That'll be my first July class, all right? And we'll draw somebody to win this nice embossing folder, right? Okay, so I think that does it for my announcements that I wanted to make today. I'm going to put this under my glass mat so I don't lose these things. I'm always trying to decide where to put them. This is a card that I posted on my Facebook page. And you know what? As I was looking at this card, I decided I did not like this bow at all. So I want that bow to come off. I think it looks better without it. I'm going to use my glue eraser to get that dot off of there. There we go. Anyway, last minute decision. I thought I wanted a bow, but no, I don't want a bow. I like all these flowers better. So this is the basic fold, and this is going to be my July card kit that I'm going to do. And you're going to get 4 You'll get 2 designs of each. Well, we'll decide what kind of designs. I ordered a bunch more of this paper last night because I really like this paper a lot. And you will get all the stuff cut. Now, these flowers I stamped and cut, but I can cut out of, I can't stamp, but I can cut out of cardstock. I can cut you flowers, and I can cut you the centers. I happened on this one to stamp and then cut, which I kind of like that effect. But I can die cut flowers for you, and then it's just the inside, and I did some more stamping in there. But anyway, this is a really pretty set that we're going to do. This is called Floral Impressions, and they have just a lot of pretty paper in this, and this is my favorite one that I made this card out of. Really liked it. But they have a lot of other paper, and I'm going to show you some today too. Next, also known as toilet paper, but allergies. Oh, I forgot to take my allergy pill this morning. So they have all sorts of, I used this for my arches last week. I cut some out of this. And I'm going to I used this on the background for this one. It has the ferns on the front, but it has pool party on the back, and it has a very subtle design, which is really good for backgrounds where you want the star of the show, which I wanted these to really poke out, but I wanted a really subtle background on this, is why I use that side. And usually you'll find that on most of the paper there'll be you know, a really bold design on the front, but you flip it over and there's a more subtle design that you can use for backgrounds and things. So anyway, this paper is very pretty. I ordered some more last night so I could do my card kits for next month using this paper, so you will get, you know, 2 of each. There's the daisies, which is really pretty, and this one, and the ferns, and this one, and then more of that one that's kind of in rows. So that was what I used for the card that we're going to make today, although I'm going to use different product to show you how versatile this fold is. It's a fun fold, and we're going to be using the Impressions and Bloom, this stamp set, because it's got these good little ovals, and that's where I got the flowers too, out of this bundle, and all this stuff is linked below. Okay, so this is where I got the flowers and the ovals to make this, and then there's the stamps that I stamped and cut, and I cut those. So we're going to be using that. And when I'm done making a card today, I'm going to show you a couple more examples, just using some different papers to show you about the versatility of this card. Okay. Oh, and I wanted to remind you, before I go on, about last week's card. If you missed that video, we did these really cute cards last week, using the everyday arches, and it was a fun fold. And we did 3 different cards. I want to go back and catch it. And if you have everyday arches, so cute, so cute. All right, today we're going to do our fun fold. And I got my stuff right here. And we're going to do it in some different colors. Well, actually, the background color is going to be the same. It's going to be Misty Moonlight, and I do have all this stuff linked below. So, get out all the pieces and parts. So, the card base is 8.5 by 4 1/4, and you score it at 3. So it's 8.5 this way, and then 4 1/4. And you score it at 3 inches because it's gonna have a short fold, and that's where we're gonna put the ovals. Okay, so that's your card base. And remember, you pick your designer series paper first, and then you pick your cardstock that would match it. So what I picked, I'm doing it is called Kintsugi Inspiration paper. And Kintsugi is it's really interesting. Where did I throw my catalog? Because I just had that last night. I was going to read this to you. This is in the catalog. The Kintsugi Suite, which is on sale. And it comes with all this stuff. It comes with the bundle, it comes with the stamps, the dies, it comes with an embossing folder, it comes with gold dots, and it comes with the paper. And this is a Japanese art form, or it's inspired by a Japanese art form. Kintsugi is a traditional Japanese technique of repairing broken pottery with gold lacquer. The mended gold veins become a celebration of imperfection instead of hiding it. We love that philosophy. And I had a friend that I worked with a long time ago, and she had this little saying. She said, "I'm perfectly imperfect." And I always really liked that saying about being perfectly imperfect, because of course none of us are perfect. And so celebrating the imperfections in yourself and others, you know, is always something really special. So they have a couple pages of all these pots that have the Kintsugi design, where they use the gold to mend the pot back together, and they have the dies to cut out these pots. And you'll see that I just cut them out so that I can put them through my cut and emboss machine, and they have a die that goes right over here to cut out all these pots. They even have a die for the flowers. Don't put that on my computer, it turns it off. This is another page, and I think we're using the back of this. But I just love this. Isn't that beautiful? It's just so much gold. My husband says, "You're like a crow. Everything that shines is attractive to you." I said, "I know." Anyway, we're also using this pattern in part of our card today. I just love this. Isn't that beautiful? It has Misty Moonlight, a white background, and then gold that doesn't quite fit right on top. It's a little offset. And I really like that a lot. And then it has this beautiful white and gold design. I think that's beautiful. And on the back is the Misty Moonlight with the swirls. This is really good for a background, you know, something subtle again. So there's usually something kind of bold and something kind of subtle. So there's a couple sheets of that. Another one of this. I showed you that one, and I showed you the pot. Oh, there's another one. And here's some gold with some leaves. That's really beautiful. And on the back, again, the Misty Moonlight with a very subtle pattern, really good for backgrounds. Okay. So you get, oh, and then one more. So this is real similar to the white one, okay, but this one has Misty Moonlight and gold, and then it has a really subtle, pretty in pink, I think. What is this one? Petal pink, excuse me, petal pink, very light petal pink. So those are the paper examples that are in the Kintsugi set that we're going to be taking our stuff from today. Set those down. So, back to our sizes. Okay, card base, 8.5 by 4 1/4, score at 3 inches. And then we're going to put some of this pretty DSP on the front. And this is 4 inches by 2 3/4 inches. And that's going to be going on the small part of the front. And then this really bright with the gold, we're going to use the back because we want this as a background. This is from the Kintsugi for the background. It goes on the inside 4 by 5 1/4 inches. And that will go here. Okay. This is the Misty Moonlight 2.5 by 4. This is going to go on the inside, and then this is going to go right on top of it. This is going to go on the inside. So the inside's really small. It's going to show a lot of the background and not a lot of place to write or stamp. So that'll be really small. If you wanted to do more writing, you know, if you had a long message, you know, I would just attach a piece of white on the back of this, but this will be for the inside. So the white piece is 2 3/8 by 3 7/8, and the colored cardstock I'm using, Misty Moonlight, is 2.5 by 4. Okay, those go on the inside. Then I cut out, using my dies and that paper from the Kintsugi bundle, I cut out 2 pots. I cut out a Misty Moonlight one, and then this one is kind of a basic beige one with the gold on it. And they also had a die for this one. Let's see, inspirations. This is the die for that one that just cuts out this little doodad, kind of florally. I'm gonna stick it on the pot, or I'm gonna do something with it. I don't know. We'll see what we're gonna do with that. But those are the dies for the pots that I cut out, and this is for stamping if you want to. But I'm just gonna stamp right on here. Now these two, oops, not those. On the Impressions of Bloom, these two they look the same, but they're different sizes. Okay, this one is a little bit. Well, they look exactly the same when you do this, but it cuts out the middle. Let me show you with this. This is Misty Moonlight that I used. In this one with the stitched part, it cuts out 2 pieces, and we're only today going to be using the outside edge. And then I cut out a white one out of the other one, which is just a little bit smaller, so that I can barely fit this blue one, this Misty Moonlight one, on top of it. So you need about a 3.5 by 4.5 inch piece of white to cut out your white one that has just a plain border. And then you need just a 3.5 by 4.5 also to cut out this one. Now we're going to not need this oval in this project, so this would be a wonderful oval to save for another project. Okay, because I'm just going to use the white, and I'm going to glue the blue on here like I did here, and it's just very thin, and I'm going to stamp right on here and glue my blue part on there like that, so it has a border on it. Okay, so that comes from Impressions of Bloom. All right, so now we have all of our pieces and parts, and we'll see if Sue can keep track of all of the pieces and parts. Now this was gold. We don't sell it anymore. There it is, because I bought a bunch of it. It was like last Christmas, distressed gold, and I love it because it's not completely just gold. What I put in the description was brushed silver and gold that we have, which is also has a little texture to it, which I like. I'm going to use this today because I have a few pieces of it. So anyway, this was the distressed gold. It doesn't take very much, you know, just a couple inches of it to do this little gold thing. But I thought it looks interesting because it has highs and lows in it, you know, shiny parts and not so shiny parts. And I thought it looked really good with this particular suite of products. So we are going to take our 4 by 5 1/4, and I'll stick this up here. And I know it's just like such a shame to cover up this pretty background, but I did want a background that wasn't too bold. That other side would take away from what I'm going to put on the front, and I didn't want to do that. So I just put this on here and I center it, and that's my background. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to use Misty Moonlight. I'm going to stamp this because I'm going to stamp on the front the same as I did here. There is beauty in your history. You inspire me. What did I pick something else? Oh, I want you inspire me. I picked the wrong one. Because I just thought that was oh, you inspire me. It's not in here. No, beauty in my history. No. Ah, found it. You inspire me. That's what I want on the inside. And I want a little bit of this flower down at the bottom because, you know, I always like a little bit of something on the bottom. Okay, so I am going to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat. And this inside again was 2 3/8 by 3 7/8. So I'm going to put You Inspire Me towards the top. I already have a little bit of extra here. Don't need the extra. Try it out. Go. Pretty good. And then I'm going to take the flower, and I'm not going to put the whole flower on here. I'm just going to put part of the flower on here. And I just have some, this isn't cardstock, this is just copy paper that I put on top of my mat. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that flower that goes with the set on the bottom. And that looks nice. And closing that to minimize my mess. So now I take my Misty Moonlight, it's just a smidge bigger, 2.5 by 4, and I'm going to layer that on the Misty Moonlight and put it on the inside of my card, and then we're going to work on the outside of my card, of our card, and then I'll show you a couple more examples that looked very pretty. So that goes on the inside, and I kind of center it because it's going to look better centered with that oval on top. So, with my glue, I have a second chance to get it straight. So now, remember my card base was 8.5 by 4.25, scored at 3 inches. Now, before I start my oval, decorating my oval, and I'm gonna decorate that, I am going to use my fine tip. I get these on Amazon, and I just put some glue in here, and this is a fine tip, and I can just dot the glue. There we go. I can just dot the glue, and I'm going to let it dry until it's tacky, just a few minutes, so it doesn't squirt out, because this is a very narrow border that I got going on here that I got to fit on that other oval. Okay, so I'm just going to set this to the side. I've got my glue, I've got dots of glue. I don't want it, this is not going to take long to get tacky, but maybe long enough to decorate our white oval. And this came from Impressions of Bloom, 3.5 by 4.5 piece. Cut this out. And I am going to take my stuff that I have here. I've got this stuff and this stuff, and I'm probably going to lay this around there, but I want to, there's Beauty in Your History. That's the one I want on the front. So I got to work around that. So I'm going to, and I want it in this upper right-hand quadrant of the oval. And actually, I need to use this second one over here because that one's drying. Okay, I'm going to bring in another one. So I'm going to just set these to the side a little bit. There's Beauty in Your History. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to hope my head's not in your way. There's Beauty in Your History. I think that just goes really nicely for so many things. I'm gonna send this to someone who lost a family member recently that she really loved, and they had a lot of history together. So I want to send her something pretty. I think this is it. So I'm gonna glue this one down. And I'm going to pop the other one up. I think I'm going to do it now because it looks about right to me as far as the drying process goes. And thinking I don't want to do it on this because that will stick to that paper. So I'm going to bring in a silicone matte. This is the right thing for this job. And it just barely fits on here. And you run your finger around it. Now, could you use the adhesive sheets? Yes, you could. But the reason I like glue, because this is so skinny, that adhesive sheet, once it's down, and this does give me a little bit of wiggle room. Okay. Get that out. Nope, that is not coming up, and that is not straight, but it's not coming up. It's too thin. If I tore this up, it would tear it. And so you see on the back, it's not exactly even on the back, but it looks pretty even on the front if I would have straightened this up. Oh well, such is life. And remember what I said about me losing things. Where did my other little pot go that I just had? How can I lose that so quickly? That's totally amazing to me. I should have kept it stuck to that. Oh, there it is. Got it. Got it. Okay. Not to panic. Anybody. I am going to use some dimensionals on my other pot. Put it down here. Put a couple dimensionals on the back of this. And layer it on top. And then again with this very delicate little floral doodad, I'm going to go on the bigger spots. I'm not going to hit every single thing because it's so delicate, but I'm getting most of the bigger spots where I think I want things to stick. And just putting with my fine tip glue bottle. And always they send you, it comes with these little lids, and that really keeps the glue from drying in that fine tip part of it. And so I'm going to take my tweezers. I'm going to see how I want to lay this just on top of everything. Yeah. Might need to put a block on this for just a minute. I'm going to grab a block. Because I just want that to, it won't take but a minute to glue that down. And while that is setting up, we will get our floral DSP for the front. That really pretty, it has misty moonlight on a white background, and it's got the gold flowers, but they're offset. They're not exactly right on the misty moonlight, and they look really watercolory and really pretty on there. So I am just going to glue this down, and this goes on the top. And there's really not an up and a down, direction on this pattern, but if there was a direction, you would probably want to pay attention to that, because this card goes up and down. Now, I did pay attention to the direction when I cut this. I know it's kind of hard to see, but these little floral pattern that they got going on here, all the flowers are sticking in the right direction. Okay, this one didn't matter quite as much. But, so now, I think this is dry. So now you can pop this up on dimensionals if you would like. I think I'm going to glue it flat. And I kind of want just a little bit of my edge to show. Now you could put it lower, but I don't think it looks as good as it does a little bit higher. So I just want to make it, I'm just going to do it on the top part. And I want to pay attention that about the same amount is showing on each side here, and that it's even. And that's really bugging me. That's not straight. Oh well, such as live videos. Okay, so that is our fun fold using Impressions of Bloom and the Inspiring Imperfections that we use today for this particular card. And like, as you can see, you can use lots of different patterns of paper, DSP. You can make it, I think my examples have other, yeah. I used different paper for these two. For this one, I used Unbounded Beauty, okay, and I used this pattern right here, and it had some Berry Burst in it and some Summer Splash in it. So those are the two colors that I tried to pull out. And I also used, to stamp this one, I pulled in Country Flowers. This is still for sale and it's linked below. And it's got great little pieces and nice sentiments that I used for this one. And I colored it. I used a little bit of Summer Splash to do, because I cut out from this set. They had a die to cut the greenery, and I used Summer Splash to cut that. And then they had a stamp and a die to cut out the flowers, and that's what I used my alcohol markers on. I used Pretty in Pink, Dark and Light Pretty in Pink. I think I might have used a little bit of Berry Burst in the middle of that one. But I thought that made a pretty nice card too. Again, you know, all the same dimensions, and this paper is in the same pack as this paper. It's just got something else on the back. If I can pull that out, you can see it. Yeah, it had a peach pie floral on the back, and then this, you know, again, the more subtle design, so it's really good for backgrounds, and it's kind of got crosshatch on it and different things, but it went nicely with the set with that. Okay, and with this set, again, I was using these same flowers, and these flowers are just cut out of cardstock, which I can do for you. I can, and you know, for July, I can do the cutting out of cardstock. I can't do any stamping. So your flowers could look like this, and will go with the paper that I send, which is probably going to be this paper. And this set is called Florals in Bloom, which I think it goes with Impressions in Bloom. And I really like this paper a lot, and I use this for the background in here. Again, it had something bold on the front, but I just flipped it over and I used that for my background. Again, same dimensions, and like I said, I cut these flowers just out of cardstock. Okay. And a few weeks ago I used this side on a card, which I like. Again, it has something bold and then something a little less bold, more subtle. So those are the examples I have with this fun fold today with our impressions of bloom. I think our cards turned out really good. And like I said, I'm going to use this fold and some of these papers for my July card kits that I'll be sending out for your orders, starting with a $40 order on up. And I'll add things on as you go up with your orders, just like I have in the past. I appreciate your orders. I appreciate your support so much. If you could like and share my videos, I'm really trying to increase my reach on YouTube and just grow my business a little bit at a time. It is not I'm a retired teacher, so this is not my full-time gig. I have a lot of responsibilities that come as a priority in my life with my family, my grandchildren, and I always try to make time for that. But this is something that I love to do for me. It is, I'm going to switch the camera up so I can talk to you. This is something I love to do. I truly do. It is my mental health, the way I deal with all the pressures of life and everything is I come into my sanctuary here, into my little craft room with all my stuff, and I make cards for people, and I feel like that this hobby, what I do, it does help other people, because I get so much good feedback from people that receive my cards, and my notes that I write to support them in whatever they're going through, or celebrate with them whatever their celebrations are. I got a lot of good feedback from the graduates that I sent their cards. My the thank yous are starting to come in. How much they not only appreciate what the gift card or whatever I sent them, but that they appreciated a handmade card from me. So that makes me feel good, and I really like that. So I hope you enjoyed this today. Remember, next week I'm going to do Tuesday or Friday probably, because I'll be out of town. But I will have something for you. I think we're going to do a step fold maybe next week. And these cards that I showed you today will be my July card kits, which I think you'll really like. And I'll cut all the stuff for you and send that out. And I think you will really enjoy that. Thank you so much for coming today. I appreciate it. I appreciate your support. And if you would like and share my video, I would be thrilled. Thank you.